Good afternoon, everyone. I
Good
hope
afternoon, sir.
good afternoon. I hope you are all fine. Okay, let me allow the others. Yes, I will be discussing, or rather to say, I will be revising speech writing with all of you. So I welcome all of you to the live class, and hereby I am about.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. So yes, good afternoon to all of you present out here.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. So I am now sharing the screen. It will be a revision on speech writing. Okay, and whatever doubts, whatever queries you have, it will be clarified in this class. So hereby I am presenting the screen to all of you. I hope the screen will be visible shortly, and I hope the content also will be visible shortly. Yes, I guess the content is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will be revising the important points. I will be explaining some of the important questions, because in this exam you will be doing MCQ type questions, but later you have to do subjective type questions also. So for that reason, you have to learn it. But whether you are doing subjective type or objective type, ultimately your concept should be clear. Otherwise it will be difficult to do either subjective or objective. Okay, now having said that, let me allow the others. Yes, a very good afternoon to all of you who joined right now in this class. I hope you are all fine. Okay, so let's move on then. Wait, let me first discuss this one. I guess it is visible to all of you, and please interact with me in the course of this class. Okay, so the first important point that you all should know, right? You should all know that complex vocabulary should not be used. In case of speech writing, complex vocabulary should not be used. Okay, you should write it in a very simple language so that it is accessible to others, or while you are delivering a speech in front of a large number of audience, it is better that you should not overcomplicate the situation or the facts. Okay, you should explain it in a very simple manner. If it is written in a very simple manner, if it is spoken in a very simple manner, obviously it is accessible more to the audiences. Okay, wait, let me allow. I guess there is someone on the line. Okay, so now I am moving on to the next one. Next important point is related with quotation. Okay, quotation is very important, or rather to say, quotations are highly recommended. As I told you earlier also when I did the speech writing with you all, that quotations are very important. Now dear students, quotations you can give at the time of commencement, that means at the beginning, or during the ending time also, when you are about to end it. During that time also you can give the quotation. If you want to give quotation in the middle of the speech, then also it's completely fine, but quotations are very important. So few quotations you have to memorize, that you can tactfully use whenever it is required. Okay, but let me allow. Okay, so yes, next one, make sure you write in paragraphs. As I told you earlier also, that paragraph change is a must. So when you are writing speech writing, make sure you write in paragraphs. Okay, another important thing is that previous year question papers, very important. The pattern might have changed, but the questions are very important. So if you solve, or if you try to read solved question answers related with previous year's papers, then obviously you will gain a lot of idea regarding speech writing. Okay, next point is also very important. Point number 5, what is written? See, read as many samples as you can. Okay, read as many samples as you can. It will give you an idea as to how they are actually written. Yes, you have to read as many samples as you can, because ultimately, why I am saying it, because it will give you a lot of idea that how speech writing is actually written. So if you solve, or if you read the solved samples, NCERT solved samples, then obviously you will get a lot of idea of how speech writing is actually written. Okay, now the next point, I am now moving on to the next important slide. Is this slide visible to all of you? Point number 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Can you all see this point, these points? This is the third slide that I have clicked right now. So is it visible to all of you? First of all, make it clear to me. Yes, can all of you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you so much. Now let's move on. Another important thing, in case of writing speech properly, or in case of attempting the multiple choice questions, you should have a good idea regarding what is happening all around the world. Okay, so reading newspaper is very important. Particularly I am talking about the editorial section or the opinions, okay, because they give new ideas and opinions that may help during exams. Now whether you are attempting objective type questions or MCQ type questions from speech writing, or whether you are attempting subjective questions from speech writing, remember, newspaper editorials or opinions are very important. So it is advisable to every one of you, read English newspaper on a regular basis. Not only the entertainment news and the sports news, but everyone should read about what is happening all around the world. Particularly if you read the editorial section, it will improve your vocabulary also, and not only that, it will help you to gain a lot of knowledge also. Okay, now the next one, point number 7 is very important. Plan before you pen. Can any one of you elaborate me on this? Yes, at least that what exactly this term means. Plan before you pen. What does it means?
Before writing.
Yes, absolutely right. You have to plan up before writing. Very good. Because see, in main board examination, you can't make any silly mistake. Okay, so in that case you have to write down the points, the relevant points related with the subject of the speech that you are attempting. And where you will be writing the relevant points? In the answer booklet, in the last sheet of your answer booklet. And remember, write it very cautiously, and you should not forget any relevant points while you are writing fresh. Okay, not only that, it helps you to maintain a sequence, which is very important. So if you write the relevant points, remember, follow a proper sequence. That will be really helpful. Next one, presentation is very important. As I told you earlier also, when you are dealing with creative writing, when you are dealing with language, when you are dealing with literature part, okay, when you are dealing with English, remember, presentation holds the key. So if you present it properly, maintaining all the rules and guidelines while you write down, then obviously you will get good marks. Okay, you can get full marks also, it is possible. Now another important thing is that, dear students, while writing speech, don't make any silly mistakes. Though in this exam you have to answer MCQs, but in term 2, in the near future, you have to write down the answers. Okay, then what you will do? In that case, you have to be very, very accurate. Okay, very, very accurate. And most importantly, you have to check your grammar. Okay, you have to check your grammar, you have to check your spellings. Okay, because ultimately, why I am saying it, because grammar and spellings, they carry marks. Okay, so don't make any silly mistakes. If it is required, you double check for grammatical accuracy and spellings. Okay, next one, number 10, leave adequate number of lines between paragraphs to make it look clean. Yes, now see, don't mix up, okay, the sentences. It is better you write it properly, and paragraph has to be maintained properly. Okay, when you are writing it, proper paragraph has to be maintained, because that is very, very important. So number of lines you have to leave in between the paragraphs. Okay, that when you will be practicing writing, at that time it will be very clear, because ultimately it should look clean, and whatever you are writing, it should be compact. There should not be any grammatical mistakes, there should not be any spelling error as such. Okay, these are the points that you should know about. I am now moving on to the next slide. Point number 11 and 12. Is these 2 points visible to all of you before I move on to the next slide? These 2 points are visible. I guess you all can see it. Is it visible to all of you? One of you can respond to make it confirm to me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Now see, because why I am saying it, because I have displayed the entire screen, so probably you all can see me and listen to me, and side by side you all can see the presentation displayed in front of you all, but from my side I can't see any one of you. So that is the reason every time whenever I used to share a screen, a new slide, I have to get confirmation. Okay, now having said that, and since you all have confirmed, let me move on. Underlining the main points is very important. You have to underline the main points. Okay, but remember, after you finish your exam, then only you underline, not every time. Use a pencil and scale for underlining. Yes, remember, use a pencil or a scale for underlining. Okay, always have a few general quotes in handy. They help in presentation and shows that you are prepared. Yes, keep some general quotations in mind. Okay, whenever it is applicable, you can tactfully implement it. Okay, so that is only possible if you read a lot, if you read articles, magazines, newspapers a lot. Okay, if you read e-books a lot, then obviously general quotations you can memorize, and keep some general quotations in mind. Whenever you feel it is appropriate, it is going along with the content on which you are writing, definitely you use quotations. Okay, these things are very important. Okay, now having said all this, now let me move on to another important segment. Okay, just a minute, let me just yes, a short recap. Is it visible to all of you? Because this is a PDF file. Can you all see it? I guess it is visible. It is displayed in your screen. Okay. So again, I will be winding up by highlighting some important points. First of all, remember, a speech is actually a formal talk. What exactly is this? What is a speech? We are talking about speech writing, but what exactly is a speech? It is a formal talk that a person delivers to his audience. Okay, it must have the capacity to hold the attention of the audience with a proper choice of words, expressions and examples. Yes, that means the person who is delivering a speech, he should be well acquainted with the proper choice of words or the proper selection of words, expressions and examples. Okay, and remember one thing, the person who is delivering a speech, he should not deviate from the main topic. Okay, he should not deviate from the main topic. And obviously when a person is about to start a speech, what he does initially at the very beginning, he addresses the audience. Okay, and at the end what he does, he see written here, he or she concludes with a sentence thanking the audience. That is what he or she does at the end. And at the beginning, obviously a formal introduction is given by the person who is addressing okay, or who is speaking, okay, or who is delivering a speech. And obviously in the conclusion it should be with a sentence where the audience are being thanked for listening to the speech. Okay, now the important thing is that this is another important point that you should all notice. See, it is important to note that the written speech should consist of small sentences having not more than 10 to 12 words in a sentence. This is the technical aspect that you should all remember, that the written speech should not consist more than 10 to 12 words. So 10 to 12 words in a sentence is what it is necessary. It should be not more than 10 to 12 words. Okay, small sentences, okay, that should be within 10 to 12 words. Now the value points. These value points are very important because from these value points only I have given 2 MCQs in Google form. When you will be studying those questions from Google form, and everyone will be doing it. Okay, I want to see more presentations. Already I have given it in the classroom, don't worry. In the afternoon I will be posting it in the WhatsApp group also, so that all of you can solve it. These things are very important. Okay, now what are the value points? The first one, greet your audience and introduce the topic you are speaking on. You have to greet your audience, and not only that, you have to introduce the topic you are speaking on. On which topic you are speaking, you have to introduce the topic also. Remember, the introduction part is the most important part. Why? Because it decides the impact of the speech on the audience. So the introduction part is the most important part. We say no, the opening statement of a lawyer is very important. Similarly, the introduction part of the speech is very, very important. And remember, do not give a separate title for the speech. You should not have to give a separate title for the speech. And remember, dear students, keep in mind, as already stated, the occasion of the speech and the nature of the audience. You have to keep in mind, you have to feel the pulse of the public. What is the occasion of the speech? Who are my audiences? These things you have to keep in mind before addressing a gathering. Okay, or before delivering a speech. What is the occasion of the speech? What is the nature of the audience? Whom am I exactly speaking to? Okay, you should have a fair bit of idea before you are about to deliver a speech. Okay, and remember one thing, the introduction should not be very lengthy. The main topic should be taken up as quickly as possible. These 2 points are very, very important. Okay, the introduction should not be lengthy, and most importantly, after a brief formal introduction, the main topic, it should be taken up as quickly as possible. I will be showing you examples that will clarify what exactly these 2 points are about to say, but I am very hopeful that you all understood these 2 points, because previously speech writing you have done, and previously I also explained to you. So the introduction, remember, it should not be very lengthy, it should be to the point, and most importantly, the main topic on which you are writing the speech, you should take up that main topic as quickly as possible. Okay, now some more important things that I like to say. Concrete terms and tangible examples should be given. Abstract phrases, complicated words, okay, should not be used. Okay, please avoid abstract phrases. Some of the abstract phrases are not in use nowadays. Okay, so please avoid those things. Complicated way of expression should not be used. The speech should be the speech should be written in a very simple manner. Okay, and see here it is written, whatever I told right now, simple and familiar language is the key. Okay, simple and familiar language actually holds the key in a speech writing. And most importantly, the conclusion plays a very important role. Okay, the conclusion plays a very important role in the success of a speech. So many of us, we have the habit, no, our introduction and the middle part is okay, that means we don't have to bother about the conclusion. But let me remind to all of you, the conclusion also is a very important part of a speech. It plays a very important role in the success of a speech. So dear students, obviously the introduction and the middle part of the speech is very important. Equally important is the conclusion part, okay, because ultimately the conclusion part plays a very important role related with the success of a speech. Okay, next one, give your own conclusion on a topic in a telling manner. Yes, now this is very important. Remember, whatever you are writing at the very end in the conclusion, you give your own thoughts, okay, in the conclusion part. And remember, at the very end, what you have to write? Thank you. And this has to be written on the left hand side, as you know about it, obviously leaving some considerable space. So remember, write thank you at the end of your speech. Yes, at the end of your speech, you have to write thank you, okay. So in this way you have to do it. Now I am about to show you some more examples, okay, just a minute. Yes, so you can all see it. Is it visible to all of you? I guess, okay, fine. So up to this, whatever I discussed about speech writing, is it clear to all of you? Is there any doubt? You can ask me. Is it clear to all of you? Shall I proceed with this particular content that is displayed in front of you? Okay, fine. So I am moving on to the second one. This is a very important question. It is related with global warming, okay, or rather to say the hazards of global warming. As you know, global warming is a term that, being students, you are all very much familiar with. Okay, the question is, the world that we are living is under a big threat. Okay, there will be threat of extinction, large scale pollution, deforestation and industrialization are suffocating the environment. Remember, this is very important. Large scale pollution, okay, then deforestation, then obviously industrialization, all these are the factors that are actually suffocating the environment to a great extent. Okay, just hold on, I guess there is someone on the line. Okay, so let us move on. Okay, so see, large scale pollution plays a very important role, then deforestation and industrialization, all these factors are suffocating the environment. You as a concerned citizen, what you want to do, you want to share the causes and effects of global warming, because global warming is the main factor behind all this. So you have to discuss about the hazards of global warming. Suppose you are Vinita, head girl of the school, any school it can be, prepare a speech on this issue for the morning assembly under the heading the hazards of global warming. Now this is very, very important. So you have to prepare a speech, okay, related with the hazards of global warming. So how will you proceed? Remember, the word limit I have mentioned already, 150 to 200. Okay, now I am moving on to the solution part. Is the solution part visible, or will I increase the font size? Okay, I have increased the font size. Is it now clearly visible to all of you? The hazards of global warming by Vinita Arora, okay, or Vivek Arora. Okay, fine. So since it is visible, let us move on. As I told you about the place where you have to write the heading, then what you have to write that. Now whether you are writing Vivek or Vinita, okay, again you don't have to mention it here. You don't have to. Okay, you start in a very in this way you can start, like, respected principal, teachers and my dear friends, this morning I wish to draw your attention to the catastrophe that is slowly and surely coming towards us. That means, what is that catastrophe? It is none other but the hazards of global warming. That is the catastrophe. Okay. Now, some of my friends may not be aware of global warming. Now, first and foremost, see, if you notice it very carefully, just a formal intro, and then without wasting any more time, straight to the topic. Okay, that means obviously your topic of discussion is hazards of global warming. After a brief formal intro, as now you just compare this solving part with the point that I have already discussed with you, and I hope you can find the exact appropriateness in the way it has been written and as the way it has been mentioned in that particular guidelines. As I told you earlier that with a very short formal intro, you move on. Okay, you move on with the with the topic. Here the topic is the hazards of global warming. So immediately after the formal intro, as you can see here, immediately you moved on with the main topic. Now the important thing is that what exactly is global warming? That one you have to make it clear to whom? That one you have to make it clear to others. Perhaps your friends are well aware of this, but it is your responsibility as an orator, because you are giving a speech in front of everyone by standing in the podium in the morning assembly. So it is your responsibility to make everyone aware, okay, about the general knowledge or general concept related with global warming, and that is exactly what you have to do. See, this term means the rise of the temperature of the atmosphere surrounding our planet, because this is the core concept. What exactly is global warming? Okay, in plain and simple words, it is the rise of the temperature of the atmosphere surrounding our planet. That is the actual meaning of the term global warming. Rise of the temperature of the atmosphere surrounding our planet. Now, why it is happening? There is a reason behind it, because ultimately without a reason nothing happens. Okay, there is a reason. Over industrialization is a big factor. Then large scale pollution is another big factor, and deforestation is also another factor. So these trio or these three factors are the main factors that is affecting the environment, and that is actually responsible for global warming. Over industrialization, then obviously large scale pollution, and most importantly deforestation. Okay, hot emissions from industry, okay, that is, and release of chemicals in the air are making the atmosphere of the earth warmer. Obviously poisonous chemicals are emitted. It is polluting the environment, and nowadays we find that like mushrooms, industries are reopening everywhere, or opening up everywhere, or getting constructed everywhere. So ultimately this thing should be stopped, right? As a responsible citizen, it is your responsibility to make everyone aware of this, and that is the main theme of this particular topic that we are discussing. Now let me move on. What are the hazards of global warming? Now you have given a decent intro, and you have highlighted what exactly is global warming, how it is creating a havoc in the society and all around the world, and obviously what are the factors responsible for this. Now dear students, in the next paragraph, because as I told you paragraph change is a must, you will be highlighting the hazards of global warming, why it is happening. Okay, now because all over the world there are some changes are already been noticeable in the world of nature. Number one, the polar ice caps are melting. Ultimately what will happen? This will bring disaster. Huge glaciers in the Himalayas and other mountains are shrinking. So there are some natural changes in the world of nature, and these natural changes are all negative. They are not positive. They are all related with creating more problems for both the flora and the fauna. I guess you all know about flora and the fauna. I am talking about the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. It will be difficult for both the plant and the animal kingdom. and obviously this will cause a rise in the sea level and will eventually lead to the flooding of coastal areas. This is something very important. Okay, there will be abnormal heat wave. Okay, there will be excessive rains, there will be floods, there will be natural calamities. When there will be cold, it will be too cold. Okay, this type of abnormalities you can see in the world of nature, and all this will definitely affect us as a whole. And not only it will affect us, but it will be affecting the wild animals also. Okay, flora and fauna, and along with that the plant kingdom also will suffer. Okay, definitely if there are some changes in the world of nature, it will definitely affect both the flora and the fauna. The plant kingdom and the animal kingdom will be affected. Okay, so but remember one thing, as I told you, that you can't leave it open ended. Okay, I repeat one more time, you can't leave it open ended. You have to, as a responsible citizen, you have to suggest some remedial measures. And what are those remedial measures? Okay, first of all, regarding putting up industries and factories, we should be very cautious. Okay, we should not create industries and factories like mushrooms. Okay, that part also we should actually have to take care of. And obviously control of pollution needs to be done. As you know, the capital city of India, Delhi, it is very polluted. Okay, and if you see the survey, that is the reason I told you to read the newspaper, browse the internet a bit, you will find that the pollution level is 4 times than the normal level as been surveyed by WHO. WHO, I guess you know, it is World Health Organization, and Delhi is very polluted, very, very polluted. So effective measures to control pollutions are to be done. Finally, you are about to close. So the closing statement, as I told you, is equally important as the opening statement. That is, in other words, the conclusion part is equally important as the introduction part. So see, it is written, friends, I have tried to acquaint you with the problem the whole world is facing. And after that, how you ended up? You ended up by writing thank you. Okay, in this way you end it up. Okay, so any doubt with this particular topic or this particular question of global warming that I had discussed? Is there any doubt, or is it clear to all of you? Please say that one. Is it clear, or is there any doubt you want to confirm? Shall I move on to the next important question? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, so this is the next one. If there is any doubt, let me know about it, because speech writing will be in the exam. Though you have to solve multiple choice questions, as I already told you, but having said that, you have to learn a lot, because in order to solve multiple choice questions also, knowledge is important. Okay, concept clearance is very important. Okay, so since you all have understood, so I am moving on to the next one. The question is, you are Rajni. After seeing some obese children in your school, you are worried about the craze for junk food and electronic gadgets in students. Yes, see, this is happening a lot nowadays. The young children, they don't go outside to play cricket, hockey. Okay, they don't play table tennis, badminton. Sometimes in the winter time in picnics they play. But I don't think that everyone is so eager to go on and do some physical fitness work. Everyone nowadays, the young children, they are busy with their Android phone, and they are busy with all sorts of social media, okay, accounts and all this, electronic gadgets I'm talking about, and junk food. It seems that homemade cooked meals, these are some things that they don't like nowadays. What they like? They like to visit those multinational companies, MNCs, opening food outlets in our country, like KFC, then Pizza Hut, all these are there. So they assemble in those places. Okay, they are not interested to have homemade cooked meals. Okay, see this. So related to all this, you have to write a speech. So particularly you have to mention good eating habits and benefits of outdoor activities. Okay, something that is very very important. Okay, good eating habits and benefits of outdoor activities. Now how will you start? And see, specifically in every question I have mentioned the word limit. I guess you all can see it, right? Now how to start an answer like this? Wait, is it visible to all of you? I guess it is visible to all of you. This is the way you have to present your subjective answer related with speech writing. Okay, the need to have good eating habits and the benefits of outdoor activities by Rajat or Ragini, as the name has been mentioned. Okay, so how to start? And remember, mostly the subjective questions will be related with the school assembly only. And if I am not mistaken, if I have remembered properly, I had told this to all of you earlier that mostly the topics will be related with school assembly. So see, respected principal, teachers and dear friends, see, as I told you, after the formal introduction is over, quickly you have to move on with the main topic. Quickly you have to explain, or quickly you have to highlight the main topic. Okay, see, today I am standing before you to express my views on the topic. And what is the topic? Obesity among school children. This is the topic. Obesity has become a cause of concern for one and all. Yes, now many of the 1 out of 4 of the children, 1 out of 4 suffer from obesity. And obviously, as I told you, the multinational companies opening food chains or food outlets, that is actually hampering the health of young minds or the young children. Like KFC is there, Pizza Huts, McDonald's are there, and I guess all of you heard about all this multinational companies or all these food chain industries. I guess all of you heard about it. Okay, now the fast food, the concept of fast food, it is Western, to be very honest. It has spread like a wildfire. Okay, and more school children are now consuming chocolates. I'm not saying that consuming chocolates is harmful, but if we consume it to a great extent, then obviously you know what will happen. It doesn't need any explanation. You have to visit the dentist, and obviously the calorie level will increase, and that in the long run will cause serious problem. Okay, cold drinks, we have it, but ultimately cold drinks in excess are also very harmful, because ultimately if we want to burn calories, then we have to consume soft drinks and chocolates less. But if we consume chocolates and soft drinks more, then ultimately our calorie part will increase. That will create more problem. And obviously the result is obesity. And obesity will not happen in a given day, dear students. It happens by leaps and bounds. And it is more often seen in case of school children. Okay, that is the sad part, because school children should be very active. Okay, alert and active. They should be involved in games and sports. But unfortunately, 1 out of 4 suffer from obesity. And obesity is increasing by leaps and bounds. Okay, that is the most unfortunate part. Okay, now let us move on. Junk food appeals to our taste buds, but our digestive system repels it. Now it is harmful for our liver also. Okay, if we consume oil and extra fat, it will harm our liver. So what should be done? Homemade cooked meals are cooked by our mother, that are full of protein, vitamins. Okay, that should be consumed. Minerals can be easily digested. Okay, our food should consist of coarse cereals, green and leafy vegetables, fruits and pulses. And now in this situation, when still we are suffering from COVID-19 pandemic situation, I do personally feel like consumption of green and leafy vegetables, fruits and pulses are a must. Okay, because if we stay energetic, if we do some physical training, even indoors, even in our house also, if we do some physical training, obviously it will be very much helpful for us. But if we go on sitting every time and involving ourselves in mobile, in laptops, okay, in social media, then ultimately it will deteriorate our health. And side by side, if we consume fast food also, then it will be dangerous for our health. Okay, we should not do that. See, by eating healthy food, doing regular physical activities, not only our body will be healthy and toned, our mind should remain active. If we do physical exercise, and I advise every one of you to do it, okay, if you do physical exercise, at least free hand exercise, if you do, it will actually be very healthy for every one of you. It will actually tone up the entire system, okay, and obviously the minds will remain active at the same time. So how you will end it? You will end it in this way. I hope you all will give some consideration to my suggestion and try to instill it in your daily life. The meaning of instill, I guess you should know. The synonym is it is something related with implement. Okay, so obviously with a very polite manner you are ending your speech by saying that obviously if you all instill it, then definitely it will be very helpful in your daily routine life. And finally, you will be writing, thanking you all for giving me a patient hearing. Now, if the word limit is more or less, you can manage the word limit, then you write the entire thing. If you feel like no, the word limit might increase, then you can stop by writing up to thank you. Okay. So I hope whatever I discussed regarding speech writing is clear to all of you. 15 MCQ questions are given. As I told earlier, I will be sharing the Google form link. Already in the Google Classroom it has been shared, but those materials I will be sharing within a couple of hours in your WhatsApp group. Please everyone, it's a kind reminder, please do all those 15 questions. It will be a good practice before the MCQ questions that will be in the exam. So every one of you, I know 11C science is very serious. I know you have done extremely well in your previous exam, and I am very hopeful that many of you will get 40 out of 40 this time. Okay, it's not flattery. I know you all have done well, and I know you all will be doing well. So I want every one of you, when the link will be shared in WhatsApp, every one of you by today itself, okay, should submit. Okay, and everyone, it will be a self evaluation for all of you. You all can check up where you have done mistakes, okay, and which part you need to improve. I guess that also will be very clear to all of you. Okay, with that I end my class. Okay, stay well everyone, have a nice day, and see you all tomorrow. Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Thank you, sir.
everyone. Thank you.